Hello and welcome back to my Vampire Survivors series, where I try to unlock all of the things. Today, we're going to try to get a win with the last character in the Legacy of the Moonspell DLC. So, with this character, the main idea seems to be that you want to be regenerating health, right? So, it almost makes me feel like Saraband of Healing is the main way to go. But it's kind of hard to say just because, like, there's not a ton of great healing in the game, but we'll see if we can make it work. So, what's everything that can heal? I actually don't remember. Let me go ahead and look this up. So I'm pretty sure that we want the Whips, the Soul Eater, the Festive Wind, Celestial Dusting, and then maybe the Muramasa. And that's pretty much it. So that means that we have one open slot available. Which, I don't know. We could make it like a Laurel or Lancet or something. Oh, we could do Laurel and Lancet. That actually makes sense. So we can do the Laurel and Lancet for our last two slots, and then we will have, we can pick up the Night Sword just as like a weapon from the stage, right? Okay. I'm feeling it. Now, that being said, what items do we want? I guess probably Tome makes sense. Tirgasu makes sense. Crown makes sense. Armor makes sense. We obviously need Hollow Heart, and then beyond that, I don't know. And this is definitely going to be a very defensive build, right? I guess Sorona's box could be interesting to take. I could just take the Celestial Dusting for fun. Nah, I want this to be a pure run. I'm gonna try to get it legit. I'm not really sure how easy that'll be because, you know, some of those weapons are quite rare. Let's take the Crown. Let's take the Tome. Okay, we're not really taking damage, which is good. Although, you know, these early enemies are not particularly strong, so makes sense. I'm just not sure like how this build is going to scale into the later stages. You know what I mean? It's like the character doesn't really give you any damage, just gives you health. But it's not like a ton of health either. So, I'm not sure, but we'll see. Maybe the healing weapons are just like strong enough on their own. I can see that being the case. I'm also not sure what other arcanas that I want to pick up. I might just pick up the magnet just for fun. Beyond that, I don't know. But honestly, I thought that this run would be kind of difficult, but we're kind of destroying fools here in the beginning and not really taking much damage. So, I feel pretty good. Minutes in. We're on inverse mode. But, I mean, really, like, to be completely straightforward and honest, the run doesn't really get too difficult until we start getting to the tornado dudes and the flying cats, because you know, those guys are tanky and all that. Yeah, we want garlic. So what are we looking for? We're looking for Celestial Dusting, Lancet, and Laurel. And then we'll just pick up the Night Sword to convert it into Muramasa some other time. Oh. Yeah, let's level up the Silverwind first. Silverwind and Pomarola both, or not Pomarola, Silverwind and Garlic both evolve with the Pomarola. So, you know, we can't evolve either of them really, but I figured I'd go with the Silverwind first just because it is like the main weapon that we've got here with our character. It is their starting weapon, and we've got quite a few petals surrounding us, which kind of surprises me. I mean, keep in mind that the last time that I played this character was pretty much when I had no upgrades. And I haven't played him since, so I'm not really used to having this character actually like be useful. So we'll see what we can do. I think the passive is really interesting. Like, it's kind of like an inherent divine bloodline, except way weaker. But like, you get double healing, I'm pretty sure, from this character's passive, and then you also like gain max health based on extra healing. Something like that. So if you combine it with Saraband of healing, I mean, it's a lot of durability. Makes it a lot easier for sure. Yeah, let's go for it. Keep it going. Crown is good. Give me more XP. We are getting a decent number of kills, so that's always nice. You know what? I think I probably should take the Spellbinding for the extra duration. And I might not end up taking the Tiragasu. I might end up taking the Tirona's box. Just for the extra stats. I don't think I'll need the extra revives. See, I think I've got my build planned out now. Aside from the Arcanas. Counters are still tough because, like, there's nothing that seems really useful. Also, yeah, this is the part of the run that I was worried about. Is the Tornadoes, which are taking 0 damage from me. See, maybe the whip can do a little bit to him. How much max health do I have? 452. Hmm. 454. Alright. Yeah, see, the life gain, or the max health gain, I guess is a better way of putting it, is not tremendous with this character. Okay. And even then, even if you're able to get a lot of health, it's not like it really does a ton for you. So that's my biggest scare with Myong. Just is not super powerful in terms of actual, like, DPS capability. But, I mean, honestly, like, Laurel Lancet would kind of be a free win with any character, so if we can get there, then we'll be fine for sure. Almost makes me not want to take those. Just like a free win. Feels too easy. But there's no other weapons that heal. I don't know, maybe I could try to get like actual DPS output, I guess. don't know. Like, what weapons would I really be able to take that would actually give me good damage? Whatever. We'll go for the Laurel and the Lancet, but we'll get those last. Maybe I'll even go for the Infinite Corridor and Crimson Shroud. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, we're 7 minutes into this run, and as I think I said earlier, but, you know, this is the last character that we have in this DLC, so if I do win this run, which I have already projected myself to be able to do, assuming that I get the Laurel and the Lancet, then, I don't know, I guess I will have to, make a decision on what to do about my uploads. Because the DLC doesn't come out for another, like, week. Well, I guess as of this uploading, this would be the 8th that this is uploaded, so the 13th is when the DLC comes out. So, you know, about 5 days, a week. Same thing, really. Which, you know, it's not a long time in the grand scheme of things, but 5 days with no YouTube videos loaded could be bad. Although, obviously, I will be uploading Slay the Spire on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But, I don't know. We'll figure it out. You know, we still gotta make that decision after I actually win the run. So until then, let's just stay focused on the dub. Gotta keep your mind in the present. Look too far ahead and then you'll lose track of where you are right now. I'm sure there's some kind of, you know, old saying that goes something along those lines. But I mean, you know, like, honestly, I'm not taking very much damage at all. Which is interesting, to say the least. I think part of it's because I have the armor fully upgraded, but I'm sure part of it's also just like the Saraband of healing, giving me a ton of extra healing combined with this dude's normal passive of doubling healing. I'm pretty sure that's what his passive does. I could be completely wrong, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure that Miyang's passive doubles his healing. Maybe it only doubles his recovery. I don't know. Either way, I don't really care. We're healing. We're not really taking damage. Our max health is 493, which is not much higher than it was earlier, but it is higher. We might get even higher with the Bloody Tear, because the Bloody Tear actually heals quite a bit. Yeah, it's climbing. It's climbing. We're scaling our max health slightly. I still don't know what these enemies are, to be honest. Like, are they supposed to be shamans, or like, are they supposed to be hags, or are they demons, or what? It looks like they've got long hair, red robes, like a staff or a walking stick or something. I don't know. Like, a lot of the enemy designs make sense to me. Well, I shouldn't even say that, honestly. We've got like tornadoes here. These don't really make sense to me either. I guess they're like mini tornado vortex demons or something. But you know, the flying cats, I can at least comprehend what they are. They're like a cat on top of a thundercloud. Which I don't know why it's called a thundercloud. That type of thing is always kind of interesting or confusing. It's both. Because I remember learning in like middle school, it's like, you know, lightning is the actual light part of it, and thunder is just the sound that lightning creates, but sometimes it gets like, the two get conflated with each other. And then like in Pokemon, there's a move called like Thunderbolt or something, right? But, like Thunderbolts aren't real; they don't exist. Because thunder's like a sound. So, I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, I'm still waiting to get my weapons. Honestly, I feel like I haven't seen Celestial Dusting in forever. Which I think I said in the previous episode as well, but like, where is that weapon, man? I swear I haven't been offered it in like 20 runs. Apparently I have nothing that needs upgrading, so I'm just getting gold now. Which is crazy. Sure, I'll take Spellbinder. So now I need Tirona's box and whatever else. The weapons. Nope. Don't want any of these. I'm gonna banish every single weapon. Nope. Oh, I should have probably leveled up the Spellbinder. Whatever. It's fine. Okay, there's the Laurel. Yeah, I mean, I do feel a little bit bad about going for like Laurel Lancet because I do legitimately think that those two weapons could probably just win you a run by themselves. Oh, I can skip the Lancet. You know, assuming that you had the right items and stuff. So like, you know, Spellbinder plus Tome or something. And like, there's such a short cooldown and their effects last so long that it's like pretty hard to lose a run with those. Granted, I don't know if Laurel or if Lancet can freeze the dragon at 25 minutes. Like, I think most stage bosses, like main bosses, I don't think the Lancet can freeze. So that is something to consider, but meh. It's like so not important. Yeah, whatever, we'll stick the magnet. Boom. We got the flames. Okay, we picked up the treasures. Nice. Now we just need Tirona's box and we're chilling. Tirona's box, Lancet, and Celestial Dusting. Alright, what's our max health? 840. Alright, and part of that is from when we upgraded the Hollow Heart. Okay, well this will be a good little experiment. All the enemies are frozen now, so we know we're not taking damage, so we're healing maximum. Okay, we gained 12 max health. It's something. I am actually curious, like, because Hollow Heart doubles our health, or because it's like plus 100%, my assumption would be that that stacks. So like, whenever we would normally gain a small amount of health from the whatever, from our passive, I assume it would get doubled by the Hollow Heart. I'm not 100% certain about that. Anyways, that being said, we now have these dudes on our tail. So we gotta be careful of them. If we get touched by them, they will deal quite a bit of damage, although we have a decent amount of health, more than usual. But still, they are quite deadly. Oh, the track orb is small. I guess the track orb isn't as useful with the magnet. I guess I'll just banish the King Bible, I don't know. I'm just banishing every single weapon. Feels kind of dumb, but I really want to get this. I want to max out my healing build for once. I don't even remember how the Celestial Dusting heals you. I think it's literally just like, there's a random chance it'll spawn a heart. It's like, okay, sure. Alright. Well, we've never really gotten low on health. We still have our revive. You know, our damage is really not amazing, but I think it's okay. It doesn't feel like we've ever been in danger so far. I might get to even walk through these guys and like, oh my god, look at our healing. It's kind of disgusting actually, no? Like, what is this? Remember that we have like 900 max health, and we're healing to almost full within like 5 seconds. That's pretty crazy. I was not expecting that. Alright, we used every single banish. Let's hope I don't accidentally skip it later, because the weapon's pretty rare, so if I don't end up taking it when I see it, it might be difficult to see it again. I don't know. I mean, eventually we're going to reach a point where, like, you know, we've upgraded pretty much everything, taken pretty much everything. So, like, the only thing that's going to be left is, like, the Celestial Dusting, the Night Sword, and, like, a couple other weapons. Because I don't think we've banished an item yet. I think it's only been weapons. We might have banished, like, one item. I shouldn't have, but it's possible that I did. Okay, yeah, I banished the skull, so, yeah. I banished an item, but other than that, I banished 9 weapons. I mean, how many weapons are there in the game? I don't know. Oh, frick. Okay. God dang it, man. I didn't mean to walk into that. It was right before the vacuum, too. Well, whatever. It's fine. I just took it just for the sake of taking it. I really want the Celestial Dusting, though. Honestly, this kind of makes me just not want to take the Lancet, which is kind of silly, but I just want a full healing run. That's my dream right now. So I think that I am going to hold off on taking the Lancet. If I get it from like a candy box somehow, if I get lucky, then fine, I'll take it, but just, I want healing, dude. I don't even know if there's a stat for how much damage you've healed in a single run, but if there was, mine would be crazy. You know, it's kind of funny as well. Like, when I'm looking forward, even when we hit 28 minutes, I bet the enemies aren't even gonna, like, touch me. Because most of the time, the enemies just get knocked away. Especially now that we have the Soul Eater. We might not even need a bunch of health. Oh, shoot. Okay, hold on. We've hit the tanky enemy section of the game. Now, thanks to our healing, I think we'll be okay. But this is like a good look into the future of what we've got in store, and we're actually killing some things, which is kind of fun. It's not crazy damage or anything, but things are dying. Now, I actually do want to wait. I should probably upgrade the Pomarola to level 5 so we can have a chance of getting the Festive Winds before I open up this chest. I mean, we'd have to get like a little amount of XP first. Literally any amount. Okay, apparently it was only level 4, so we need one more level. Oh my god, the enemies are getting knocked so far away. There's like barely any XP on the ground for us. Okay. Yeah, dude. Kill all the enemies with the rosary. I don't know why. This just made me think about Demon Slayer, the anime. I think I do know why. It's because the mask that these guys wear reminds me of Tanjiro's initial, like, trainer, sensei, master, or whatever. Mentor, teacher, sensei. Something like that. And then also, like, you know, it's about slaying demons with swords, right? Like, that's Demon Slayer right there. But yeah, I don't know. Just a little bit random. I'm so random quirky. Okay. Here we go. Festive Wind. Festive Winds, excuse me. Oh, I forgot that it awakens enemies' defenses. That's interesting. I wish that I knew how that worked better. Because it's a really interesting effect, but I totally forgot that it existed. I think it's just like enemies are nearby, take like a little bit more damage pretty much. I don't know. It's something like that. Man, even though we have the crown, I don't feel like we're actually gonna like get max build, because we're just killing so few enemies. I mean, it's almost 20 minutes, we've only killed 30,000 enemies. It's pretty nuts. Oh shoot, we killed these guys. Cash. Alright, 20 minutes. We're still living. I mean, we have Laurel, so our odds of taking damage is pretty low. And the fact that we can heal so much, like, we just have an uber defensive build, and it works out because these enemies don't like to actually attack us. They just like to be pushed away. They're scared. It's like reverse magnetic. Although reverse magnetic is actually just like normal magnetic, but like they have opposite polar direction or whatever. Anyways. I think I told the story about the broken magnet last time, where I dropped the magnet on the floor. Yeah, you know, magnets are interesting. I think that's another one of the things that I thought was really interesting about physics is like, you know, not just seeing how like, everything works, but also like how tons of things are connected that you wouldn't ever think were connected. And like lots of things just don't really make sense either. Like especially when you get to start getting to like the quantum level, it's like, or like atomic level, whatever you want to call it, it's like nothing makes sense there. So look at these guys. These guys are so immune to knockback. They're just like standing still. But like, I'm sure some of you have heard about like Schrodinger's cat, or Schrodinger, whatever you want to pronounce it. The whole concept of like, you don't know whether or not the cat's dead until you look in the box, and also it's in like a super state of being both alive and dead. It comes from quantum physics, kind of, an atomic level, where in order to discover like the state that an atom is in or something, you need to look at it. But there's like two things about an atom, and like you can only know one of them at one time, because you can only check one of them at a time. But then like before you check, it could be either. So then that's why it's in like a super state of being both at the same time, because its state is unknown. And it could be both. I don't know. It's something silly like that. I know I did a terrible job of explaining it, but that's kind of like, I think, related to like quantum computing, where it's like in quantum computing, the number of values that a bit represents is higher because what am I doing here? Let's take blood astronomia. Whatever. Because of like some kind of super state logic. So I think that's why quantum computers are supposed to be so much better than like modern day computers. Is because instead of having two, like, you know, binary, each bit can represent 3 values. So it's like, you know, a byte of quantum bits or something is like 3 to the 8 instead of 2 to the 8, which is like way more. I don't know. I honestly have no idea what I'm talking about, so There you go. But I think that's the idea of quantum computing. There's also some weird crap with quantum physics where it's like two things can get like interconnected by the quantum mechanics, and then like you can like suspend something in midair. There's also a thing like, I think I talked about this before, maybe not, where I went to like, I want to say the science center near where I used to live, and they had a thing where you could play like a game using your brain waves. I also saw an ad on it on TV a long time ago. I don't know if that was real though. It might have been. But it was like the ball would move based on your brain activity. You had to like put some kind of weird headset on. It was like a gamer headset. I don't know. It was probably like Bitcoin mining inside my brain. But it didn't really work that well. It almost didn't work at all. Maybe I was just doing it wrong. I did it with a family member as well. But anyways. It was kind of interesting though. I mean, I think... No, actually, I was gonna say I think that's how they did like Stephen Hawking's talking machine. But actually, I don't think that's true. I think they did Stephen Hawking based on his eye movements. Or maybe that's something else. I know that there's something where like the computer was able to see their eye movement and track it to like see which like letters they were looking at on a keyboard. And then they used that to like, you know, determine what they wanted to say using the speaker box. There was another thing where like, I feel like I saw somewhere where there was some kind of computer attached to somebody's glasses that was able to read the person's brain waves to determine what they wanted to say. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that sounds completely made up. So, that might have been in like a movie or something. I do not know. But, yeah, I don't know. Computers, they're cool, they're advanced. I mean, there's all this stuff with like AI and like ChatGPT now as well. I think they came out with a new one, like GPT-4, and now people are like scared of AI too, so they've like signed a letter, like they like banned AI in the UK or something. I don't know, bro. I don't know what's going on. They might ban TikTok in the US. They banned it in India, I think. So, you know, there's all kinds of stuff with technology, and people are always scared of technology. That's just how it is, right? That's just life. Man, look at our health, though. We got 1,400 max health. It's not bad. We're not doing much damage, but we are living. But, anyways. Yeah. People be scared of technology. That's just how it is. I'm not too scared of technology. You know, I mean, I grew up in the era of rapidly developing technology and computers, so I'm pretty, like, used to a lot of the new tech that they've got. I mean, a lot of, like, GPT and AI and deepfake stuff is relatively new to me, just because I'm not, like, you know... Whoa, we actually killed the dragon really quick. Okay. Maybe our damage isn't as bad as I thought it was. But yeah, obviously I'm not, like, somebody who's out there making these AI models. I haven't really played around with them too much either, but I actually I made a tweet a while back talking about the winter melon boba tea flavor from Gongcha. I think I talked about Gongcha as well. I might have even mentioned this, but one of my coworkers asked ChatGPT why the winter melon boba flavor tasted like Reese's Puffs, because I just like mentioned it offhand. I was like, I kept thinking, because I couldn't put my finger on it, or my taste bud on it, I don't know, whatever you want to say. I couldn't figure out like what the flavor reminded me of, that, and then I was like, oh shoot, it tastes like Reese's Puffs. So I mentioned to my coworker, and then they were like, yeah, I guess it kind of does. And they got out their phone and then asked ChatGPT, like, hey, why is this the case? And then they gave this whole like essay about it, and I was like, okay, that, you know what, that sounds kind of smart. So I don't know, I mean, it is one of those interesting things where, like, you know, it's not that like it's really self-aware, but the reason I think why it's able to like come up with things that aren't things that other people have, like, you know, talked about or thought about is because, you know, you have to realize that it's taking in so much information that it's just like recognizing patterns between, you know, words and information that we haven't yet recognized, right? I mean, that's what computers are really good at, is finding patterns. So, oh, should I skip? I wanted to banish Toronto's box, but I don't have any banishes left. Yeah, so yeah, you know, it's able to find patterns. It's able to decipher why wintermelon milk tea tastes like Reese's Puffs. Anyways, I'm not gonna lie. We're coming up on 28 minutes. I'm not really sure what's gonna happen here. It feels like our build is not bad, but at the same time, like, we aren't a super high level and our damage output is not insane. Also, like, if I accidentally level up Torona's box, we might get killed. But then again, our healing is pretty good, so I don't know. Maybe our healing can carry us. Okay, well, we're not killing the enemies, and the enemies are not bouncing off of us, but we're also not really taking a lot of damage. And I think it's because of our healing. Our healing's gotta be crazy. And we are killing things as well. Not a ton of things, but things. And we're leveling up. Leveling up is a good sign. Yep, entirely left. Don't want to get increased curse. The less curse, the better. Silver ring. Let's go for it. I think that the Blood Astronomia is actually a lot of damage. I don't have a ton of evidence to support it, because I don't know the damage numbers, but that Arcana just always feels like it kills things, like, all the time. And so I have to imagine that it's because the Arcana is actually just good. Let's reroll. Man, see, I'm telling you, I've never seen the Celestial Dusting. Like, sometimes you see the minecart, sometimes you see Bone, you know, Laraba, Shadow Pinion. Shadow Pinion is actually fairly common, it feels like, but I never see Celestial Dusting. Crazy. Also, yeah, we're just tanking these enemies. And I guess we're just out healing, so here we go. This character is clearly broken. I almost want to take Toronto's box, but I don't really want to throw the entire run away. Man, I just want to know if it's possible. Is it possible to find the Celestial Dusting? I guess we'll never know. You can't even see anything on the screen either. And reroll. 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 Okay. Just didn't see it a single time. Alright. Well, there we go. That was the run. Of course, there's no way to see how much we actually healed. I guess the Saraband of Healing is able to tell me how much I healed. 11 million health. That's not bad. Of course, Blood Astronomia did way more damage. It almost did top DPS. So, yeah, that's all you really need to know about that. But with that brings me to an end of my Legacy of the Moonspell DLC journey. Unless I'm forgetting somebody, I'm pretty sure that I won a max curse, max charm, inverse mode run with all 8 of the DLC characters. And I also got a win with all of these characters. Not inverse mode on all of them, okay? I'm not that much of a masochist, but yeah, I've completed Vampire Survivors. I have no unlocks left. I have every single achievement, I'm pretty sure. Something like that, I don't know. I wish that I could scroll easier, but it's not a big deal. I even have all the power-ups unlocked. Everything in the collection. All that's left is for the new DLC to come out. And on that note, I will announce what I plan to do with Vampire Survivors until the DLC comes out. I was kind of thinking about it in the middle of the run. What I think I'm going to do is I might try to do a couple like challenge runs, kinda, or like, you know, not so much just like, can I win, but like, you know, just something a little different, okay? I've got a couple ideas brewing. So I'm still going to keep releasing daily Vampire Survivors videos until the DLC comes out. And once the DLC comes out, I will continue to upload. After that, that'll be a bigger conversation, but I'll leave that for another time, because that's not for a while, hopefully. You know, when the DLC comes out, I'll play for however many weeks, 2-3 weeks, to get all the things in there, and then I'll figure out what I want to do with the rest of the Vampire Survivors series, if anything. But that being said, like I said, I'm still going to do daily uploads. They won't be in the same style. They'll be a little bit different. But, you know, there's still going to be Vampire Survivors. Still going to be me playing the game. But yeah. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you have a good day, good night, whenever, wherever you are in the world. And I hope to see you next time for another episode of Vampire Survivors. I'm out of here. Peace.